All right, welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to be looking at something a little different. It's not like a whole article or a book, just a short little snippet of text, but it's in Spanish, so that's fun.
Ooh, fun.
And as we'll find out, this little snippet of text actually tells us a lot about family dynamics and humor in Spanish-speaking cultures. So let me read this to you first in Spanish,
Okay.
and then I'll give you the English translation. All right, here we go. Escribí una escena cómica donde un miembro de la familia llega a una reunión y se encuentra con preguntas incómodas sobre su vida personal. Okay, so in English that translates to, write a comedic scene where a family member arrives at a gathering and is met with uncomfortable questions about their personal life. It's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
I mean, well, like we all get it. But what makes this funny and why it's so relatable is something that we're going to explore today on this deep dive.
Well, I think what's so fascinating about this is that it just kind of taps into this, almost universal experience of family gatherings often being, well, a bit awkward, right?
Yeah.
Like, why is it that these very personal questions become like the default conversation in these situations?
Yeah, you're right. It's almost like a script we all follow.
Totally.
You walk in the door
Yeah.
and boom, Aunt Susan wants to know if you're seeing anyone.
Yep.
Uncle John asks about your job. It's just like,
It never fails.
it never fails.
It's like clockwork.
Yeah.
And it's funny because in Spanish, there's actually a saying that perfectly captures the feeling of this prompt.
Oh, really?
Se pegó el texto, which means the text stuck. And it's used when something resonates so deeply with your experience. It's like it's glued to you.
Wow.
Like you can't shake it, and it's almost like a badge of honor for the writer. They've captured something so real it sticks.
The text stuck. That's such a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder why this dynamic is so common across cultures. Like, why is it? I mean, I guess personal interrogation is a strong word.
Yeah.
But why are those types of questions so expected at family gatherings?
Well, there's actually some really interesting anthropological theories about this.
Okay.
Some argue that these questions, while often perceived as intrusive, actually stem from a desire to maintain those social bonds and reinforce those family hierarchies.
Okay.
It's a way of showing you care, even if it doesn't always come across that way.
Right.
Plus, in many cultures, family is the primary support system. So these questions might also be a way of kind of assessing if someone needs help or guidance.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a roundabout way of showing you're invested in someone's life,
Exactly.
even if it comes with a little bit of awkwardness.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Humor plays an important role here, too.
Okay.
Being able to laugh at these situations, to find the comedy in the awkwardness, it's often how we kind of cope with it,
Yeah, that's so true. Like,
Yeah.
think about how many sitcoms
Oh,
and stand-up routines
Yeah.
are based on these exact scenarios.
It's a classic.
It's a classic
For a reason.
for a reason.
Because it's something we all find both relatable and funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and this Spanish writing prompt, with its simple premise, is just a great example of how humor can be used to explore these sometimes tricky social dynamics.
Yeah, I completely agree. This seemingly simple prompt has really taken us on a deep dive
Yeah.
into cultural norms
Yeah.
and the role of humor in family life. It makes you think, like next time you're at a family gathering
Uh-huh.
and you find yourself on the receiving end of, one of those awkward family questions,
Yeah.
how can you use humor to kind of navigate this situation?
Yeah.
What is your response, humorous or not, say about your own relationship with your family?
Mhm.
It's something to ponder as we head into the next holiday season or
Yeah.
whatever your next family gathering is. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.